Hey guys, got another deck profile for you. This is my PK Splash deck. Call it that because it's a Frogzoic deck with a splash of Phantom Knights, which I think is funny. So without further ado, let's go into the profile. Alright, first of all with monsters, the frogs. 3 Swap Frog, pretty standard. 3 Dupe Frog. And then 2 Ronintoadin. And that's what a lot of people use in their Frogzoic profiles. This isn't your average Frogzoic profile. I didn't really look at what everybody else was doing. I just made one on my own, just aiming for consistency. And this is just turned out really, really well for me. Very consistent, very good in my opinion. Next, we have 3 Cardcar D. I haven't really seen any other profiles that use this. I know it can be bad if you brick. I don't mind really that because I just love being able to set 4 traps and then play Cardcar D, and then draw 2, which will automatically end your turn. Plus it can be used, you can just normal summon it and then use it for overlay or synchro material. So I really like having that in the deck. I think it helps the consistency a lot. Paleozoics, we've got 3 Paleozoic Olenoides, which is your MST. We got 3 Pikaia to assist with more draw power. 3 Marrella, which is a great searcher. I know others play this at like 1 or 2. I like 3 just to keep the deck as consistent as possible because I always want to have a Paleozoic in my hand, and this just really helps with making that happen. 3 Canadia, which is your Book of Moon. And lastly, 2 Hallucigenia, which has your opponents, or just any monsters, attack and defense for the turn. Next off is the only 3 Phantom Knights cards I play in the deck, in the main deck. The Phantom Knights of Lost Vambrace. This card I really like. I can target 1 face-up monster on the field if it's still face-up on the field. Phantom Knights monsters I control cannot be destroyed by battle. And that target loses 600 attack. This card would be special summoned. Its level becomes 2. The opponent's monster's level becomes 2. My bad, I misread that. The opponent's monster's level becomes 2 until the end of the turn. So you can stop like an Xyz summon. You can just mess up their levels. Or if there's synchro summoning for something like a Crystal Wing, you can change one of the monsters into a level 2 and kind of stop that. Special summon this card in defense position as a normal monster that's level 2, Dark Warrior, 600 attack, 0 defense, not treated as a trap. Play this so that I can activate Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin during either player's turn. Plus it's a great additional level 2 trap monster. Next is I play 2 Shapesister. It's a level 2 trap tuner. It is still treated as a trap, so your opponent can MST it, even if it's if you're using it as a monster, because it still takes up a trap zone. I use this as a tuner so I can get out Armory Arm and make some really janky plays that I'll show you to a little bit later. Next, I have 3 Reckless Greed, again for draw. 2 Jar of Greed or a Legacy of Yatagarasu. They both do like the exact same thing. The Legacy of Yatagarasu gets an additional effect if there's a spirit monster on the field, which nobody plays. So basically it's just 2 Jar of Greed. It's just this one is, $5 and that one's like 25 or 10 or whatever cents. So, but yeah, 2 Jar of Greed or whatever you want to do. 3 Waboku for monster protection. I play 1 Imperial Iron Wall. You don't have to play this. I just like to have at least 1. I've noticed, at least at my locals, it's messed up a lot of my opponents' plays, mainly being invoked, because that they have to remove their monsters from play to do some of their stuff. So I like playing this at 1. And definitely a side out card. If you need to side something in, you can just side out that, because it's not a key part of the deck. It's just helpful because the Paleozoics are banished once they're special summoned from the graveyard and leave the field, and then this prevents that, so you can just keep using them over and over again. If you only have like 1 or 2 in the graveyard or something. Play 1 Lost Wind. Probably would be playing 2, I guess, but I only have the 1. Very good for effect, or for monster effect negations. Play 1 Imperial Order. Negate all spell effects on the field. You must pay 700 life points per turn to keep it on the field, and that's mandatory. You can't. It's not an optional thing anymore. Of course, you guys know that. I play Solemn Warning, Solemn Strike, and Grand Horn of Heaven. I know lots of people just choose to do multiple Solemn Strikes or whatever. I like having a good option for a Grand Horn, because it ends their main phase, or when they would special summon, it ends their main phase, negates the summon, you draw a card, and then they'll go right to their battle phase. And if they put a lot of resources or whatever into one monster, or if they just summon one monster early, you can negate that. They'll go to the battle phase. They won't have anything to attack you with, and so you'll be sitting pretty well. Last card, I just play 1 Wetlands, because why not? I mean, I like it. It's fun. All Aqua type water level 2 or lower monsters I control gain 1200 attack. So basically, it's a field spell that makes all of your Paleozoics 2400 attack, which is pretty fun. Again, another side out card, or one that you don't have to play. I play a 45 card deck. I have no consistency problems, and I think it works really well. On to the extra deck. Play 3 Paleozoic Opabinia. This is probably one of the most important cards, if not the most important card in your extra deck, because it's a great searcher and it lets you activate Paleozoic trap cards from your hand. And I just love the card. It's got a great defense. Like all of the other Paleozoics, it's unaffected by monster effects. And I just love the card. Play 1 Anomalocaris to pop a card during either player's turn. And then I play the 2 Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. It's a generic rank 2. Detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Until the end of the phase, its attack is changed to 0, and its effects are negated. And if you have a Phantom Knights card as XYZ material, you can use this during either player's turn. The effect can only be used once per turn. So that's why I play the Phantom Knights of Lost Vambraces, the 3 of this guy, because I want to be able to use that during either player's turn. And that's just, I feel is the best use to get the full potential of the card. Great card. Of course, you're going to play a Toadally Awesome. I only have 1, so as a substitute, I'm using a Herald of the Arclight, which does almost the exact same thing. During either player's turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can tribute this card, negate the activation, and destroy it. It doesn't get the whole ability to recycle itself, but it's just another option if you only have 1 Toadally Awesome, or if you don't have any for that matter. You can I use the Shapesister, which is the tuner that I showed you before, to get it out, as well as 2 other synchros I play in the deck. You can play that at 3 if you don't have any Toadally Awesome, and then play Herald at 2 or 3 or however many you want to play. I'll leave that up to you. So yeah, Toadally Awesome, would be playing 2, only have 1, so substituting Herald. I have one Cat Shark, one Daigusto Phoenix, one Armory Arm, and then a little cool thing I want to show you here, guys, this quick, which is a reason why I play Armory Arm as well as Shapesister, is because this is the janky thing I was talking to you guys first. So you get this board. What this is a 4,000 attack monster that can attack twice and inflicts damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster that it destroyed. So Cat Shark will double any level 4 or lower, or rank 4 or lower Xyz monsters on the field. It'll double its attack and defense for the turn. Daigusto Phoenix can target one wind monster you control, which would be itself. It can attack twice. And then Armory Arm is the one that gives it additional 1,000 attack. And when it destroys an opponent's monster, then you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack. So this would be equipped to him. It's the reason why it's not like 6,000 attack is because Cat Shark only doubles the original attack, and even with this equipped, it doesn't change the original attack. So this would go to 3,000, and then it would gain the 1,000, so that would be at 4,000. I just love getting this board out. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, your opponent just gives you a look that is just hilarious. And I just love playing this extra deck. Play one Sky Cavalry Centaurea to get rid of any pesky monsters by just attacking into them. It can't be destroyed by battle. It has XYZ material. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can detach one material from this card, return the opponent's monster from the field to the hand. So you can just attack into it. It takes a little bit of damage, and then you just bounce that card your opponent has back to its hand. Play one number 45 Crumble Logos, the Prophet of Demolition. Just a small edition. You can set it out with any other rank 2. I just like it because it's got a nice 2,200 attack. Same as Toadally Awesome, of course, but if I've used Toadally Awesome already or don't want to at that particular time, I'll go into this guy. You can detach one material once per turn, then target one other face-up card on the field. While this card is face-up on the field, the target has its effects negated. And while that target is on the field, cards with the same name as that target and their effects cannot be activated. So if your opponent's playing some really troublesome deck that runs by spamming off 3 of a particular card or something, you can just summon him, target that, and then they can't use the other 2 to do other combos and stuff. And then lastly, I play one Hastorr. This is just one that I want to play because it's if I need to get over something, and the only way I can do stuff is synchro summoning, which has happened. Like I got debarriered, and the only option I can do is to synchro summon. This is a good option as it's got like it's got a fairly high attack for being a rank level 4. It's got 2,300 attack. Plus, if it's sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can target one monster your opponent controls, not necessarily the one that attacked it. You can equip this card from my graveyard to that monster. It can't attack, and its effects are negated. And then if this card leaves the field by opponent's monster, or while equipped to an opponent's monster, if this card leaves the field, you can take control of the monster that this card was equipped to. So one fun thing that I like to do is to have these 2 on the field. You can use Hastorr to attack into a big monster that you can't really get over. That'll destroy Hastorr. You're gonna or just into any other monster that can destroy this. You're gonna equip it to the one that you want, and then you can use Anomalocaris to destroy Hastorr, which would trigger its effect, and you'd steal the opponent's monster. And then you can attack with this card and the one that you just stole. So it's a really a fun way to get around some stuff. I get to use it once in a while, not all the time, of course, but once in a while, and it really helps. It's won me several games. And then if any of these also doesn't strike your fancy, those were 15 cards, by the way, so this one is just another option. You can play Downward Magician, which during your main phase 2, you can XYZ summon this card using a rank 3 or lower XYZ monster you control as materials. XYZ materials attached to that monster also become materials on this one. This card gains 200 attack for each material on it, and it inflicts piercing battle damage. If this card attacked or was attacked after damage calculation, you have to detach one material from this card. That is not optional. So that's just another card that you can use as an option if any of the other ones I showed didn't strike your fancy. Also, I know that some players like to play the Corbage one, which is using Digital Bug Corbage, which I don't have out right now. They can use that as another play because you can use it over a level, like a lower level. Or wait, no, sorry, my bad. I'm thinking of Burning Abyss. They use that in Burning Abyss, not this deck. So ignore what I just said. My bad. I'm stupid. Haha. Alright, so that concludes my deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is just what I like to play. You don't have to play it that way. I just find the competitive ones to be too inconsistent for my personal taste, so this is what I have. And I just have a lot of fun with it. Very good. And I just enjoy playing it. So that's all I've got for you guys for this one. Have a good day.